Yes, family, give thanks for your presence with us. Thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. And let me say blessed love to each and every one. Give thanks for your presence. Also broadcasting to Radio Anu even as we speak. I'm very thankful for each and every one that is with us. And as I said, we are also streaming live to Radio Anu. And at the same time, we are also very happy for your presence with us. In fact, let me just say, while I'm just waiting for the family to come in, just want to remind those who are here that this is the time to take advantage, if you want to use that term, of the International Homeschool Program edition. Specifically, I'm speaking of the Language Arts edition. Remember, for all of you who are already a part of the International Homeschool, even if you have passed through it already, you understand the language art is actually available to yourself, your family, your young ones, your children, really free of cost. So I'm definitely looking forward to each and every one partaking of that. And remember, family, and only because sometimes there those, let me not call them critics, those who critique sometimes. Remember, even the few subject areas we put forward, we are, quote unquote, as they say in the world, certified in them. You understand? So it's not as if we just, now, of course, as independent educators, we definitely, across the board, and even without any certification from the world, we are teachers. So you mean this every single thing that you hear me talk about are supposed to have a degree in it? Nah, man. You see, that's the way the world planned it. So it dumbs you down like if, well, which college you went to learn that. But this is what they said about the Christ in the Bible. They said that who is he who speaks with such authority, yet still he has no letters. Letters means, MD and what else you have? P and H and D and MID and all the different D's and the M's. These are the letters, whatever they may stand for. And, it's interesting that the place where we get these letters are, the halls of these Greek temples, Masonic temples, usually the place. Okay, for example, I'm a certified archaeoastronomer. Certified. Some of you have seen the certification. Not something we just jump and talk and tell people all the time. Because before we had that piece of paper, we already had it here. I'm not going to say we haven't learned a lot. We've learned a lot during the time we took to go through the course, I must say. But still, it still would not have taken away the knowledge that we've gained on our own and what we have already taught, the international community as it relates to astronomy and the connection of the heavens with archaeology and theology and these different things and unraveling the mysteries. But our certification in astronomy is, or archaeoastronomy specifically, is from Politecnico di Milano. Do you know where that is? That is an Italian university, Italy, an Italian university. So if I came now and I started to speak about the Orion mystery with authority, Somebody's gonna get up and say, where's your certification? And then when you show them the little flimsy paper and say, oh yeah, man, I got this from Mussolini's people. Oh, okay, no problem. Continue. But you see, honestly, that's sad. Because that is where we are. That is where we are. It is sad. That we have to have the go ahead from the former slave master, because that's usually where we get our go aheads from. The Harvard University. The law aspect of it was built from the backs of slaves right here in Antigua. The name of the slave master was Isaac Royal, and uh, their hard work in the cane field, more cane to deal with here, not cotton, is what built the law university at Harvard, to the point that there have been arguments from the government here as it relates to some level of reparation from the very same Harvard University for obviously what it would have gained from here. And the story is very similar to many other universities and institutes and these different things, banks and insurance companies. Most of these, if not all, well, those that have been there for a while, were built off of the backs of the Africans that were kidnapped and were put in the cotton fields and put in the cane fields to work. It is Black people that really built this Western empire that many of us love so much and surely, cannot do without. So it's deep. My family give thanks for each and everyone that is still even here at this moment. And as I said, we are glorifying and we are giving thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. It's just strength and honor that you could be here with us this evening. And of course, as I said, we are streaming to Radio Anu as well. And as you would see, those of you who are looking on the YouTube, you would see the subject area we put down there. It's just something I wanted to look at on a sensible level. So I'm going to get there in a very short moment. Let me just pull up something. So just remember, family, it's easy for you to contact us and just ask for more information as it relates to the international homeschool, specifically, as I said, the English language, the language arts program. Let me just get some information here for you that I want to read something from the Bible, actually. And remember, as we are speaking of certification, really, the international homeschool English aspect of it is facilitated specifically by the Honorable Empress Naya, host of Redemption Healing. And she herself is certified in that specific area with her bachelor's degree, specifically from Howard University. So this is why the language arts program is designed for preschool to senior. You understand? And remember, there are many seniors on our international homeschool in general. Although it's designed from K to third grade, we have big people on our international homeschool program, big people that don't have no children. It's designed for children, for those of you who have never contacted us to get one of those, free sneak preview of exactly what the classes is all about. You should, but it's designed for the young minds. But the knowledge and the information is the knowledge and the information. Talking about astronomy, and we're not talking about twinkle, twinkle, little star. Good. Now, there's a scripture in the Bible I want to read here. This should help me get into the discussion. And this is from the King James Version of the Bible. We're looking at Genesis chapter 10. And let us read here from verse 3. And it says here, and the sons of Gomer, that's the sons of Gomer. In fact, Let me see if I could get the full version of this. Of course, it's the internet. Okay. From the beginning, are the generations of the sons of Noah. Good. You know, you've heard of Noah. Good. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Family, this is some important information here. And unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tiras. Tiras, I tell you. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath, and Togama, and the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Tashish, Kittim, and Dodanim. And by these, listen to this, listen to this. Everybody listening? And by these, the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands. And by these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands. Sorry about that. Like I need some of that language arts program there. Everyone after his tongue, see, language, and after their families in their nations. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Put, and Canaan, and hold on. Let's not go that far. Let's go back a bit. Now, so I'm sure most ones, if not everyone, have a good understanding of the story of Noah. I think everyone knows the Noah story. The man that built a boat. And of course, he had 3 sons who everyone there had a wife. And in the boat, they had, well, maybe that's it, both. They had 2 of every animals. Well, depending on what part of the scripture you read, but let's not complicate it right now with that level there of reasoning. Let's just keep it on this level. So we know 2 animals from all over the world came and filled up Noah's boat. Well, Rossi, no, I don't believe that. I think we should stop using the Bible now. And hold on. No, not tonight. We can talk about that some other time. I want to keep focus here. So, because that's not what I'm talking about tonight. We've talked about that many times, and we'll speak about that some other time. But I want to look at the genealogy properly. Not of the animals, of Noah and his 3 sons and everybody and their wives. Well, at least his sons and their wives, because Noah and his wife, Mrs. Noah, what's her? You haven't come up with her. I don't think she's mentioned in the Bible. But anyway, at least by name, they already produced the 3 sons, and the daughters came. I hope it's not their sisters, because some of them, it's a bit of take off mythology. Osiris and Isis are brothers and sisters. Oh, okay, right. Just like they say Abraham and Sarah were brothers and sisters. Okay, good. So that's why you have to be careful when you tread that fine line between mythology and literalism, you understand? As far it doesn't take away the reality of Abraham and Sarah, but the understanding of them being brothers and sisters, they have a deeper meaning, Good. So yeah. So when you understand this, family, follow me good. These 3 children, according to theology, are the individuals that brought all nations into existence. So, in other words, Ham and Shem and Japheth, or Shem, Ham, and Japheth. We always say Ham, Shem, and Japheth, but usually it's aligned in the Bible, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. I think that's the age from the elder to the younger. I'm not sure. But anyway, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And each of them had children. And these children, obviously children, and then more children, and then generations came, and the whole world was populated with people again. Because remember, the whole world was flooded, and everybody died, and animals. That's why they had to get 2 of every grasshopper. That's why they had to pick out them little cockroaches properly, as because everything died except that which was in the sea when Noah flood came. I'm not making mock of it. You just never thought that serious about it. But anyway, so don't be upset with me. So after the flood now, the world needed to be replenished. So just like how God told Adam, replenish the earth. That's what he told Adam. If Adam was the first, he should have told Adam, plenish the earth. But it seemed like if there was an earth before and it was destroyed, and then he told Adam, replenish it. Because plenish means, to make new and to bloom and blossom, plenish. Replenish means to do it again. The fact you add means do it one more time. Let's see it done one more time. The prefix means, like rebound, return, remember. Yeah. Retrieve, recall, come again. So in the same way, as I'm saying that he told Noah, after the flood had passed, he told Noah, well, go ahead, Noah, replenish the earth, because the whole earth was destroyed. So the sons are there now and they're having children, and yeah. So whether you like it or not, there are different types of people on the planet. Many different types. It's not just black and white in a sense, but you have many different ethnic identities and subgroups. When it comes to anthropology and genetics, maybe more so genetics than anthropology. They speak about, I think it's the black man, the red man, the yellow man, and the white man, which is the African. The yellow man would be the Oriental, the white man, of course, the European. I think the red man is not just the red Indian, I think it covers a broader group. But anyway, I'm not trying to complicate your mind with that. The point is, we all can see that there are different, types of people, different races, etc. And it is from Ham, Shem, and Japheth that all these different people peopled the earth. All right. So, for example, Ham more than anyone else, I think, comes up for reasoning and discussion. You know Ham. Ham, not the pig now. Ham, yeah, I'm telling you, is the son of Noah. And it is said that he is the father of all the African nations. So, to put it bluntly, black people come from Ham. This is what most of us tend to follow and believe, Black people come from Ham. And from Japheth now comes the Europeans or the Caucasians. Now again, most ones I'm sure that are listening to me, if you follow this story and have a interpretation of it, most people will tell you black people come from Ham, like Africans come from Ham, meaning the Kush being Ethiopia, and then Mizraim being Egypt or Kemet, and then Putanese place being Libya, and other places that represent, because these names that I just called are the names of the sons of Ham. So these individuals like Cush, I think Cush is the father of Nimrod, or Nimrod is the father. However it go, Cush and Nimrod, and so Babylon, these places were inhabited by the children of Ham, these dark black people. And then the Caucasians are the children of Japheth, like Gomer and Mag and that we just read a moment ago. We just read it for those who are just coming in. If you're just coming in, well, give thanks. Don't go anywhere. And maybe when the video is done, what you could do, you could really start it again. In fact, no, you can't do that, because when we seal this video, we are going to be continuing this reasoning on Radio Anu. This is just the first half of it, but then we're going to seal this, and those of you on the YouTube will have to make sure you join us fully on Radio Anu. But and bless up everyone that is in tune to us on Radio Anu as I speak. Now I want you to listen to this good, because this is a very deep thing. So basically what I'm saying, I'm sure everyone have an understanding of that. Whether you agree or disagree, you know of that scenario there. Black people from Ham, white people from Japhet, and then of course you have what's the other son name? Ham, Shem, right? Shem, I think is somehow a mixture of you get the Arabs kind of people out of Shem and something of the sort, because it's from Shem now. It's from Shem you get the children of Israel. I want you to follow this good, It is from Shem that you get the children of Israel. I don't know if you can recall when myself and the Rabbi Rasai Adonis was sitting down, and I brought to him the whole concept of black people being Israelites. And of course, a strong Hebrew Israelite now will tell you, you can't be African and be no Hebrew Israelite, because African are of the children of Ham. And as that's a serious point, It's not a weak point, it is a good point. Now, of course, if you don't follow, or how should I put it? Let me just say it, someone. If you don't follow my theory, as they call it, I still use the term theory for diplomatic reasons, that the land of Africa plus Arabia is the true land of Israel, and the melanated people with the woolly hair are the true Israelites, as the Bible describes. Well, if you don't follow that, then you're gonna say black people are Ham and some different things, and they were captive in Egypt, which is in Kemet, and they went through the Red Sea, and they went to Palestine, which was Canaan, and which became modern day Israel. Even we, as melanated Ebonite people, who tend to follow the scriptures of the Bible, albeit very good, but we follow it in the same way as those who, instructed us to pick cane and cotton, follow it. Or maybe they just tell us to follow it that way and they don't follow it at all. Yeah, because sometimes it appears so. Because listen, I'm showing you that, as I said, I asked the brother, so how is it that the black people can be the same children of Israel and still be off of the lineage of Ham? Is it a mixture of the two? Or is there some misunderstanding somewhere? Because it is the same thing with the people that we refer to as Jews today. Now, I'm not here to scrutinize the rabbi's answer, because I already put my outlook on this, as it relates to the anthropology of all of this. I know if you study our good esteemed ancestor and elder Giap and his works, a lot of the understanding of how things evolved can be seen in the same story of Ham, Shem, and Japhet. In fact, that Noah story, that concept of all the people coming out of Ham, Shem, and Japhet, it is a true concept. But you'd have to see it with some real scientific glasses. I'm telling you. As I showed you before, according from to the book, what's the name of the book? Civilization and Barbarism. Giap teaches us that what we call the Indian man, who, as you know, was a very dark man. Of course, they still exist. Some of them blacker than me and you. I said me and you. I don't even know who you are talking to, but blacker than me. Some people consider that I am dark, but I know some people that we make me look like if I say, wow, of course. And some of them are Indian people, the untouchables, they call them. You find them more in the southern part of the Indian region in Sri Lanka and these places. But according to Giap's work, he's saying that the Hindu Kush mountains is where these people originated. That's why the Indian people are also called Kushites too. Remember, India is referred to as Eastern Ethiopia, according to Ivan van Sertima, another student of Gia. We're not just talking off of our heads, we're going for the scholars' words. The experts' research. They've done the research, and we give thanks to that, and we continue to spread the knowledge and, of course, do our own research in our own fields. So what is happening here now? Ivan van Sertima showing you, well, not even just him. The Bible in the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 1, clearly shows you that, India was a part of Ethiopia. Just read it for yourself. The man ruled over Ethiopia all the way to India. It's one people. The Negas people is the Buddha Hindu people. Remember, the Indians came from where? The Hindu Kush Mountains, 18,000 years ago. That's not even that long ago. 18,000 years ago, the Cro-Magnon man came out of the Womb Glacier. That is that which preceded the Caucasian of today. That's 20,000 years ago. That's the Cro-Magnon man. And even before him, and remember, the Cro-Magnon man came out of the Womb Glacier, which is the ice age that hit Europe. And it was because the Grimaldi man, which is the African stock, who left Africa and migrated into India about 40 to 60,000 years ago, and got caught in that same ice age known as the Womb Glacier. And of course, you can only consider what can happen to a man if he get caught in an ice age for 20 to 30, some say 40,000 years of an ice age. I mean, you as a black man, you go in the sun, you have on a cap on your head, and when you come inside and you take off the cap, you can see the line where the sun was penetrating and where it got no sun. You can literally see the line, and that's just because of a few hours in the sun. So you can see how the sun reacts to the human goody. That's why you have to spend time in the sun. You understand? So, and get that natural vitamin D, no tablet and none of them things from A to zinc can help, The sun, the sun is the seeing master. So I'm just showing you now, just imagine that a man lacking the sun for 20,000 years. Of course, the man not going to live 20,000 years. But I mean, the people lacking the sun for 20,000 years. Some people call what I'm explaining here a theory to an hypothesis, meaning that it may not necessarily be so, but it's a good theory, it's a good hypothesis, if you want to call it that. A good, what's the next word? Scenario. That you have been in the cold, an ice age. You ain't seen no sun. All you seen blizzard and snow. And your generations upon generations upon generations upon generations upon generations pass and pass and pass until what you have is a very, very low melanated being. And of course, the whole hair texture have changed and many different things, eye colors, and so over a long period of time. Now, that is just natural science, lacking the sun. Real thing. No one need to be offended. Need not be offended. It's just the natural happenings of science. And then after the 20,000 years, glacier, according to our scholars, out came the Cro-Magnon man. So this is where you have, in a sense, the first, well, it's 20,000 years ago, but modern white man, because Neanderthal man, who is way older than that. But you have to remember, Neanderthal man came off of the scene. How a man just disappear? Of course, Neanderthal man is not like a man, you know. It's like people, but that's how they term it in the science of anthropology. So how can a man just a people, you know? But Neanderthal man, you know, you got to follow this, you know. If you notice, the making of different races family is just straight up. It's mutation. Eh? A white man is a mutation from a black man. If you ain't like it, you don't know what you can do. Sorry to have to make it sound so, but I know some of us so weird in our thinking. And we, you know, oh, I'm colorblind, you know, I'm colorblind. You ain't colorblind, you're blind. Colorblind, my foot. I ain't no colorblind. I can see every color. You see, that's your problem. Before you face the truth, you know what I mean? You prefer to punk out and pretend you don't see the truth. I'm colorblind. I'm colorblind. If you're sick and your cells need to be rejuvenated, the doctor will tell you, well, maybe not the doctor, you know, but the herbalist will tell you, go and drink some green juices, leafy vegetable and all of that. If you can't see the color green, what are you gonna pick? You may pick a tamarind, which is good too, but that's not what the doctor wanted you to get. He wanted you to get the green leafy vegetables. So you got to know the color green. And there's a reason why it's green, the chlorophyll. So there's nothing wrong with different colors. It's just some of us who are so spookified and afraid to face the truth. We just face the truth, you know, and just tell it like it is. Whichever one of the colors want to be offended is just up to them. So Europeans are mutation. You know, like, you know what a mutation is? Straight up. When it says God created people, it's black people he's talking about, you know. Nothing else. Black people were the people that God created, straight up. If you're vexed about that, that means you're not ready for the battle yet. Whatever ethnicity you are, best leave this alone. Because it's just the truth. So anybody else that came into existence, even if it's 100,000 years, it took whatever, it's a mutation that took place. In science, they call it filtration. That's a scientific term, filtration. One people filtrate from another people, come down the line. You know, they call it racism today. If you have, you know what I mean, YouTube might want to pull down this video. Yeah. Just for the reality. So I'm just showing you, for those who are keeping it with me scientific, I'm keeping the scientific mind. Neanderthal man of 80,000 years ago was the last. That's the remaining of a mutated people. You can only mutate so far, you know. Man, that is why you see the Caucasian elite world buying melanin, drinking melanin. I mean, the middle class will go and lay down in the sun. But these killers here buy black people so they can make children with them and so. Yeah, to preserve their existence. Because you can only filtrate so much. So give thanks for that little moment of scientific understanding. And I have no degree in anthropology, but we got to read and study. You know what I mean? That is why we have to encourage our young ones. Some of you that have children, I don't know why you are afraid to pass on what you know. The fact that you come and sit and listen to I'm very serious here. Is the same knowledge we give to your same children, you know, maybe not in the same way, and maybe not all of this, but it's still given to them. So it nourishes the young mind. Feed the young mind. Don't wait till the 30 or 20 to say, hey, Raekwon, I want to have a word with you. I want to show you what your name really means. No. You don't go on college and have how much dates? My boss, you late. So what I'm saying is now, let's return to this where we didn't go anywhere. And give thanks for your presence. Give thanks for all those who are coming in. Give thanks for those who are in tune to us on radio. I know. So I know you're following everything I'm saying. If you notice, I've taken the whole Noah story and put it in an anthropological, pardon me, an anthropological bowl, so you can see where the science really works. Because if from these three people, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, and Noah, of course, all people came into existence, that means Ham, Shem, Japheth, Noah, and their wives were all original people. It was not Japheth was white, and Ham was black, and the other one was an Arab. That's not what it is. And Noah, so what was Noah? No, they were all original people, because everyone else comes out of the original man. That's just a fact. Everyone else, science filtrates out of the original man. Look how much people the 8 billion people they say on the planet now. So I mean at any given time, how much people done come and gone. So that activity of mutation and changing and different people and mixture and all kind of things, that's been just going on for hundreds of thousands of years. Positive. Good. So here's where we are. Remember, Lucy and them is millions of years old. Good. And you could obviously see you have a record of the black man for a very long time before any other nations showed up. 18,000 years BCE, the Hindu Kush man, which is the Indian man. Here with the Indian man name, this is the point I'm making. The Indian man original name was the Hindu Kush. So in a sense, you cannot separate Kush from the Indian. Now, I'm not saying that Ethiopia, regions of it was not once called Kush, but that area in Arabia that was called Kush, and obviously India is related to Kush. And then in Iraq, you have Kish. In fact, the real name for Ethiopia is Kash. So we have to study these things deeper, just like Saul's father name was Kish. Saul in the Bible, not the Saul that beat up the Rastaman. Them. King Saul, who preceded David. So I hope everyone is gathering the points I'm bringing down. It's just a lesson still, and it will help you understand when we hit the main point. Because if you remember, we began by reading a scripture. Let me read it again. Chapter 10 of Genesis. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth are Gomer, Magog, Madai, and Javin, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tiras. The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz. The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz. And Riphath and Togama. The sons of Javan, Elishaha and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands. Now, do you know what is a Gentile? A Gentile is anybody that's not an Israelite. So they're the Israelites and they're everybody else, the Gentiles. So if you're not an Israelite, you are a Gentile, technically. Anything lower than the Israelites. Okay, good. Remember Amos 9 verse 7, God already told them, are ye not unto me, or as the children of the Ethiopians, O ye children of Israel. We'll get to that in a moment, specifically. But, so the Gentiles, the eyes of the Gentiles, these are the children of Japheth. From Japheth is said to have come Caucasians. And the isles of the Gentiles are really the isles of Europe, etc. This is not just my theory. Family, the picture you may have seen at the beginning of this program here that led you to press the button there, the picture you see the Jewish people. Now, in today's world, when you say the Jews, you know, if anyone from mainstream was to talk about the Hebrew Israelites, like black people that say that they're Israelites, they would say something like, let's say a news reporter saying, there are a group of people in the streets of LA who refer to themselves as the African Hebrew Israelite, no, or maybe just Hebrew Israelites. They believe that they are the true descendants of the Bible. This is a very interesting theory, which seems to be growing in popularity amongst urban youths, or something like that, they would say, because it's not the consensus. Nobody really believe that. And that's the truth. Nobody really believe that. It's only very few people believe that black people are the true Israelites. It may be a lot, but in comparison to the rest of the world that has been dumbed down, remember the concept, that the Jewish people, as you call them, are the true biblical Israelites. That concept is not just religious, it's also political. And in our book, The True Biblical Land of Israel, how many of you there have the book, The True Biblical Land of Israel, in the chat? Don't run away now. No, don't run away. It's all right. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. What you can do is to visit the website, which is priestisaacinstitute.com. I put the link, of course, in the description. priestisaacinstitute.com for those who are watching on YouTube, of course. Those on radio are already on priestisaacinstitute.com, and Isaac has 2 A's and 1 S, please, and for sure. And just browse through, and you will come across the book, The True Biblical Land of Israel. And of course, you would know that again is what houses the theory that Africa plus Arabia is the true land of Israel according to the Bible, not Palestine. But I mean, again, we have challenged thousands of people to refute that over the years, not just yesterday, over the years. I mean, a decade plus, to the point that we just done with that. To be honest, we don't even bother trouble no one about that anymore. And for me to come with this way out concept, I thought someone would be able to say, hey, no, we need to stop him from talking this foolishness to the earth. Maybe the audience is not big enough yet, but we can prove that Palestine is not no Israel. Whether you're a black Hebrew Israelite or a Jewish or Ashkenaz or any of these people, you cannot prove that Palestine is the biblical Israel. The Bible itself describes the Israel as Africa plus Arabia, and we prove that in our book, The True Biblical Land of Israel. Get a copy from our website. Once more, the Priest Isaac Institute, not the Priest Isaac Institute.com. Good. So no one is really with that. People believe that the Ashkenaz people are the real Jews. The who? The Ashkenaz people. Who them? Oh, you don't know. Okay. Most Jewish people, them in Israel, them in New York, them in London, these people here, with the locks and that wear a lot of the black clothes and the broad hats, you have different types. But one of the main groups are the Ashkenaz group, Ashkenazi Jews. Now, what is interesting about the Ashkenazi Jews? Now, before I get into what's interesting, you got to keep in mind, as I was saying a moment ago, the concept of the Jewish people, the people in Israel and these places, the concept of them being the biblical Israelites is something that is accepted, something that is accepted by the world. Sorry, just had to clear my throat. One thing, I don't really take time to deal with people. Trust me, I don't really take time, but is it? Ranks Trinidad. Ranks Trinidad say, I don't get that from the Bible. Ranks Trinidad. I can challenge you right now. You see, and the reason why I don't challenge them people, because his name is not Ranks Trinidad. Nobody know how he look. He can easily just disappear off of the scene. Ranks Trinidad, if you could make yourself a real human being, I would make you sit down with me right here. And you cannot disprove that the Bible clearly says that Africa plus Arabia is the true biblical land of Israel. You cannot. I tell you, you cannot do it because it cannot be done. So check yourself. You feel no way, right? You just have to pull them out sometimes because this is not no talk shop. This is time for real scholarship and no hiding behind the curtain and spitting words. This is real scholarship we're dealing with. Bring what you can. You can email me. You know the email. Email me. You can talk on Zoom and let me hear what you have to say. Because my book is open, I've done countless videos on this and express it. So I don't have no trick in my bag or nothing up my sleeve. That's the point, eh? I bring all my points to the table. I don't know what the next man coming with. And I'm telling them, come in the ring. And I will say my points again. You can read my book and then come to me. And you still cannot show me and prove to nobody, at least not with me standing next to you, that Israel is Palestine according to the Bible. You, no human being can do that. And I purposely say it like that because I want to see the person that can step up, real scholarship, and prove me wrong. And the thing is, right, remember, this is not just a, yeah, man, priest, you're right. No, tell me, no, I right. And then you still going to be talking about, oh, remember when Moses was in Egypt? Then you don't believe what I'm saying. You don't believe what I'm saying. We're serious about this scholarship, eh? Yeah, we ain't playing around. Yeah, some people feel they can just talk forever, Sometimes that's how a tiger move, You just watch all the pre-pass, One time you just jump and grab one and hold it by the jugular veins. And I'm reading no comments right now, so I don't know what Ranks Trinidad's saying. My monitors can deal with him. Ranks Trinidad, I don't even know if it's like he or she. No, come from behind the chat. Email me. Come on the screen with me. You don't even have to tell me what you know. And I would listen to you. Explain to the world that my concept in my book is wrong. And Palestine, little Palestine, is the true Israel, where Christ was crucified and everything else that the Bible says. I'm ready for you. I'm waiting for you anytime you're ready. Yeah, man, pull them out, man. This ain't no joke. You ain't not pull nobody robe and run away. We don't have no time to play. So what I'm saying now, when you study the Ashkenazi Jews, these people are very, very proud of their culture. What is their culture? Not just biblical culture, Remember that it's in the 1940s. Remember the Balfour Agreement that we speak about in the book? And we highlighted in the book, the New York Times edition of that year that showed the creation of the State of Israel. The State of Israel is a political creation. It's an amusement park for tourists. Yeah. All them stories of what they say happen in the scripture and this and that is not there. That's something else. So they created that in 1940 something. Some of you done born already that listening here in 1940, it was 7 or something thereabouts, And from then now you really had to start to pump the propaganda. Remember, it's the Israeli people, They're not Israelites, they're Israeli people. Jewish, because they wish they were the true Jews. Jewish, because they wish they were the true Jews. Yeah. So how did they get there? Were they there all the time? No, they were in Russia. Russia? Family, if you don't know, you're going to know now. The people that you call Jews today, the same people in New York, they have their own little town in Miami. They're all over in the big coats and in the black hats and the long beard and the little twirly stuff on the sides. These are who we are to believe are the true Jews of the Bible, the true Hebrew Israelites, or Israelites as such. But that's another thing. Hebrew is a language, man. So you're not necessarily a Hebrew Israelite if you're not speaking the Hebrew. You're an Israelite. You understand? Because a Hebrew is not just an Israelite. There were many people in that time that were speaking Hebrew and were not Israelites. It's understanding, it's common sense. So we don't get carried away with these little fairy tale words and understanding. We are the true lights. So the Jewish people are originally of Ashkenaz. Now, this is not something that they're denying. This is not something that anyone is denying. That's why if you yourself research the Jewish people, one of the outstanding groups are who? The Ashkenazi Jews. Okay, good. These Ashkenazi Jews, where are they originally from? They're from Germany. They're from Poland. They're from Russia. That's where they came from. They are European people, white people, coming out of Siberia and these places, Ukraine, and that's where they're from. And many of them came as refugees coming out of Russia, the fallen Russian state and communism now rising, and Germany and all of that stuff. And they got refuge in a little place in the Levant known as Palestine, which was converted into Israel. Don't make nobody fool, none of these people that say they're Israelites and don't even know the vibes, Remember, let's deal with the politics. They wanted to make Uganda Israel, Ask the God Idi Amin Dada. They wanted to make Uganda Israel. They wanted to make Argentina Israel, Argentine Israel. How on earth that will fit into the biblical narrative? But you see, family, that's my point. Palestine and Israel don't fit in no biblical narrative. It doesn't. It doesn't. It only fit because you think it fit. People like, well, I wouldn't call his name again, who not taking the time to study properly will jump out the window and tell you, oh, Palestine is the real Israel, when the geography is not the same as the Bible. So they didn't care about that. They didn't care about that. They just changed the Mediterranean Sea and tell you it's the Great Sea. So, you lose your way. If they put it in Argentine or Argentina, or if they put it in that other place in Africa where I said Uganda, we would just believe it. Anywhere they put it, and then they go and inhabit it. South Africa, wherever, and then they go and inhabit it and take a little piece and say, this is the true Israel. We would just believe anything that they say. So the Ashkenaz now, these people are descendants of Ashkenaz, the people we call the Jewish people today. They are the descendants of Ashkenaz. I am not exposing them. I learned this like anybody else. You can go on Wikipedia and learn this. I only say that to show you it's not no secret knowledge. Nobody's denying this. This is nothing new. That's their name, Ashkenazim Jews. That's what they're called. Hello. All right. So you didn't really unravel nothing here. And not say we unraveled anything. We're just looking at what has already been unraveled. Again, the sons of Gomer are, number one, Ashkenaz. Genesis chapter 10, verse 3 says that the sons of Gomer, not Gomer Pyle now, the sons of Gomer, the first one is Ashkenaz. Who is Gomer? What you're talking about? Gomer is the first son of Japhet. Oh, okay. You mean Noah Pickney? Right. Okay, yeah, I follow you now. So Japhet, first son, according to this line up here, if this is the line he had, the chronology of birth, is Gomer. And Gomer's son is Ashkenaz. And just to prove that is the same people, verse 5 says, these were, by these were the isles of the Gentiles divided. So in a sense now, it's not just a person's theory here. These are the isles of the Gentiles. You know what a Gentile is? Again, a Gentile is a non-Israelite. So according to this Genesis chapter 10, Ashkenaz and his descendants are Gentiles. They are non-Israelites. So the people that refer to themselves as Ashkenazi Jews, come on, listen to me good. Let me summarize while I conclude this YouTube version here. Listen to me good. The Ashkenazim Jews are from Europe, from deep Europe too, and across Russia, Poland, Germany. These people, just like Europe in general, the people they call pagan and the heathen and what do you call them, the Asaris, all of these different type of people, they hold to their tradition. That's where you get the Christmas tradition and the Santa Claus stuff and the Christmas tree stuff and the mistletoe and the Easter bunny, all these things that we as diaspora people keep up is the European folklore and tradition that these people don't let go. They don't let go. They hold on to these stuff, throwing the logwood in the fire and roasting it with mushroom. You wouldn't know how long, how far these traditions coming from, but they keep up these traditions. So they're very traditional people. That's the truth. Yeah, that's why up to today, we ourselves hold on to their tradition and telling you about you can't make a black cat walk in front of you and don't walk on the ladder. It's European vibration we keeping up that's hundreds of years old. Not just holidays, but just our little thoughts. Don't open the umbrella in the house, them is European stuff from years gone. So they are very nationalistic. That is why they wouldn't even drop their title, Ashkenazim. They're clearly showing you who they are. Because they know that's the origin. They were Ashkenazim before they were Jews. They were Ashkenazim before they were Jews. Before the Balfour Agreement. Before 1947 and the end of World War I, when they needed a home and someplace to stay. Remember, these people backed by big money, That's why they run the whole world. That's why they are the media boss. All of these media houses is run by the Jews. I think we know that by now. Hollywood, entertainment, sports, music, all the music, reggae, calypso, and so. Yeah, the singer might get a little change. But the real person cashing in is Mr. Ching and Mr. Ashkenazi. That's the truth. Singers so can't get money, they have to stop promote and lock up in jail, and so that's not where the real money coming from. Sad, isn't it? You understand? So the Ashkenazi Jews, according to what we're reading here, they're descendants of Ashkenaz. And I'm going to repeat, this is not nothing we unraveling. Is they say that this is in front of your face every day. This is in front of our face every day. Go and look up the Jews. How many Jews they have? I think they have both 3 types. The Sepharim, the Ashkenaz, and something else. Khazanian. Them is all European people, different European tribes that are just the Khazanian, the Sepharim, and the Ashkenaz. They are different groups of Europeans that were bundled together and became the Jews. Just yesterday. That's why they don't drop those names, because that's their origin. And I'm showing you right here in the Bible that anybody that come out of Ashkenaz, number one, is a Gentile, which means they can't be an Israelite, and they're from the Isles of the Gentiles. They are the Europeans. And I will repeat again. In a sense, the Ashkenazim not denying that they are from Ashkenaz. But you see, we've been so dumbed down that we would just hear that. And somehow we just don't hear that. It's just like when we used to say, like 12 years ago, when we were on, no, before that, way before that, about 50 years ago, when we were on local radio, and we used to say, why is it that we have to swear to the Queen of England when we take political office in Antigua and in the Caribbean? And we used to get fire for that. People, oh, what foolishness you're talking on the radio. We're independent people. It's just a ceremonial thing and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I used to get that. And threatened to be taken off of the radio and thing. And now, today, you hear all the heads of states of the Caribbean. People like Andrew Holness and Jamaica and all over the Caribbean speaking about, well, we have to do away with the Queen. Why? So we can get full independence. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Now, when I used to say, or when Rasta used to tell you, not I really, when Rasta used to say, we ain't got no full independence if we swear it to the Queen, you used to get upset with us. But then now all of a sudden, you act as if, well, no, Rasta wasn't saying that. We need to really seal the deal and get the full independence. So that's why it can't be no followers. So it's the same way here. We live in a world where they could just hide the truth right in front of your face. And you can't see it. Now, as I said, we are the true Israelites. And what I'm going to do, family, give thanks for your love, all of those right here on the YouTube. We are the true Israelites. And for sure, as I said, just in the same way that we can prove that the Jewish people are not, we can prove that we are the true lights, 144 petals of light. Well, what I'm going to do, family, give thanks for all of your presence with us. We're going to continue this reasoning right now fully on Radio Anu. Give thanks. I myself, I'll just put the link for Radio Anu in the description here for you. You just press that button there. Those of you in the chat and even in the description below, you can press it and it carries you straight to Radio Anu, where we will continue the reasoning. Mr. Trinidad himself, he can come too. I think you should come and learn a thing and get it straight so you could see exactly where in the Bible. Yeah, and I will show you exactly, where it is that we have that in the scriptures. So family, just press the link and join us on Radio Anu. I'm just going to take one moment, to take a sup of my chalice, and we will continue the reasoning on that side and carry it to another level, to another heights. Give thanks, man, for all the love. Give thanks for everyone. Give thanks to the Black Christ in flesh. And, it's just joy. Yeah, man. So, my brethren ranks Trinidad, man. Love and honor, man. Just make sure you link me now. No run going away now. Make sure you link me. And we're going to do it together and, make everyone see what you have to share. All right. Don't be afraid now. It's all right. But it's going to bite you. Yes, family, life, give and the keep of life. We're going straight over to Radio Anu. Those of you on Radio Anu, of course, don't go nowhere. Just with you in the fullness thereof. Maybe a little 1-2 Naya Bingi for 2 minutes. And then we continue the reasoning. And now we're going to do it on another level and show you factually that I Black people are the true Israelites. Yes, far right. Give thanks and praises to each and every one. Bless up Ya Anu Feather in the chat. Bless up Ogun Lane, Rash Child. Give thanks for your presence, family. And give thanks to the Black Christ Order and the C3 Ram and each and every one that is here. Give thanks to the Honorable Princess Acacia Menin. And of course, give thanks. Just looking here. so many ones in here. Furious, and of course, and money making jig, and David Williams, and okay, and of course Lime specifically about as well. Give thanks to the full family, just joy and happiness. So again, as of course, as I said, link me on Radio Anu now, and let's carry the reasoning to another level. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. Oh yes, give thanks